Here we go, everyone. Hi. How are we doing? Don't think anyone was expecting this. Understandable, because it was kind of something I came up with on the fly here myself. It's pretty late in the day, but hopefully some of you end up seeing it will be excited to see. Basically, we've got three separate second halves about to start. I'm going to test this thing out. So, what we are going to do today, and it looks like all the second halves are about to go running at the same time. Kickoff just happened in the Gotham-Seattle game. I've got the scores listed up here at the top. It is currently being typed in on one of those Google slides, but yeah, I've got it set up so that I will basically take a screenshot of it and re-upload what's on that update as the goals happen. But yeah, so far, as you can see, Gotham is the only team who's actually set to win their match today. And that is going to be a 1-0 at the moment. They are currently almost a minute into their half. 1-0. Seattle is trying to seize back some control here. Kickoff has just happened in the Bay FC Boston match. About 10 seconds in now, Boston was the one who kicked off, so they have the ball in their defensive third. It is 0-0 in that match. However, Boston is in a much worse position, much more disadvantageous. They are currently sitting at 10 players. There was a red card. Have not seen. Let me go into what actually caused that. It was Bianca St. George. She took a red card 41 minutes into the match. No details given, so yeah, I barely got in and decided I wanted to give this a try. We haven't seen the kickoff yet for San Diego, Washington, which is the match I immediately got into following as soon as my day opened up. And so far, San Diego and Washington been living up to the hype. 1-1 draw. I didn't see the San Diego goal, but I got in just in time to see Rebecca Bernal level the game. It was, by the way, Byers for San Diego got that goal. So they have not kicked off yet. They're the only of the three matches who haven't kicked yet. But what we're looking at right now is three very important games within the standings, because on one hand, Seattle, Gotham, you have two top 8 teams. Gotham sitting at 5th, Seattle sitting, I believe, at 7th at the moment. Bay and Boston are both in the lower half. So that's really not there yet, but they could both very quickly find their way into the playoff picture. And then San Diego, Washington, these two teams are in the top 3 at the moment. Looking at the current standings, Washington and San Diego both occupied 2nd and 3rd position at 18 points each. If everything held right now, Washington with a superior goal differential would actually jump Portland into 1st temporarily. Portland has a game in hand that they're going to play on Sunday. And then San Diego would also go to 19, but due to an inferior goal differential to both, would remain 3rd. If Gotham holds, they will temporarily move ahead of Utah until their game in hand is complete. Seattle would... I apologize. Seattle was 7th to start the day. They've dropped to 8th since Kansas City picked up a win earlier today. So at the moment, they're at 8, and if they take this loss, they will continue to be 8th unless they give up another goal. At that point, Bay FC actually would be level on all tiebreakers with them. So Bay FC looking to reach the top 8 suddenly. That's certainly a twist. Likewise, same thing with Boston Legacy. If they could actually pull off the upset here with 10 players, very unlikely, but if they could, you're looking at them suddenly sitting at 11 points. And at that stage, I mean, they're very much on the worst side of goal differential, but that would put them ninth. They would literally just be down on tiebreakers. So, really cool setup there. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, it's been very nice to see here. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the way this is set up. I've got 3 screens actively going. So the way I've got it is I had to create 3 different Victory Plus accounts. So that was fun. However, the one on this main computer has San Diego, Washington going on the big screen. I've got Bay FC in Boston going on a laptop of mine. And Seattle Gotham is currently running on a tablet. At the current moment, Boston and Bay are about to hit the end of the 50th minute. It is 49-49. Gotham and Seattle are in the 51st minute. It's currently 50-37 at the second I said it. And kickoff is about to start between Washington and San Diego. They are all on the field. They're just setting up position right now. I will let you know once they've kicked. It is Washington in the bright banana yellow, ready to kick off in the second half here. Just waiting for the whistle. I will let you know as soon as it happens, so we know all 3 matches are active. And here we go. An attack, by the way, for Bay. Trying to get a shot. It is deflected. They get another chance at. This time they score, and there's the goal. Bay FC taking advantage of the 11-on-10. It is 1-0. There's the kickoff. Washington is now up and running. So I'm going to update the screen here real quick. Yes. Very, very nice. Very evil. Alright, so anyway, back to business. So I believe I need to download the slide and update. Yep, there we go. There it is. Alright, so now it is up to date. Leah Godfrey just came in the game for Corley on San Diego's side, so that was to start the half. Ludmila also coming in. Trinity Byers coming off. It does seem like San Diego is trying to backload their main attackers. So, an interesting strategy, but it seemed to work against Angel City. Looks like they're going to try something similar with Washington, see if it works out. We'll be pretty curious to see what happens with this. So, what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to update people. I'm attempting to do live commentary for 3 matches at the same time. Come watch the madness. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take the mask off. There we go. All right, so that is shared. We'll see what we can do with that. Has been slowly trying to make the update happen there. I just had to put the tags into another thing there. Okay, I think we're ready. Alright, so have we missed anything? No. Okay. Like I said, this was kind of a spur-of-the-moment idea because I realized that we are going to have Kind of a rough weekend in terms of my schedule. Tomorrow, I have probably my busiest weekend for a few months. And so, because of that, I will not be able to run my normal live Saturday match, which is unfortunate. I've been keeping that pattern going. And I thought, you know what, let's make it up Sunday. Sunday also does not work. So this will be my live for the week. Figure getting 3 fan bases in at once is a great way to do that. So we'll see if there's some success happening. We got a free kick coming to Boston right now. So they are going to try to get something out of this, see if they can get a point. Nope. Decent attempt, but a very wide to the left. Gutierrez was basically on a straight shot about maybe 5 yards behind the lip of the box. And kicked through the middle. Oh, never mind. I think a defender actually did catch it partially. I don't think the ref saw it, but I do think a Bay player actually did catch a part of it. We have a free kick coming for Washington now. They are much farther behind the box. It goes very long cross. Ran out of steam before it could really reach someone who could put some power behind it. Gets bounced around the box for a little bit before San Diego's keeper comes down on it. Haracic again. Heard that name quite a bit this past week to my never-ending frustration. So, now we got Gotham looking at a free kick here, trying to expand their lead on Seattle. This looks like it'll be a corner. Waiting to see what happens here. Now, because I'm constantly switching, I will not get a clear view probably on most players unless they do a close-up. There's the corner, and it's a swarm of white Seattle jerseys. They kick it out. So it'll be a little hard to track for everyone, but Gotham is wearing their black jerseys. Seattle's wearing white. In the San Diego-Washington game, San Diego is using their white jerseys with the pink trim and pink shorts. As I said, Washington's using the Savannah Banana yellow is all I can describe that as. That is offensively bright. And Bay FC is wearing their, I guess it would be like a peachish, red, orange, pink thing. I'm going to call it peach. And Boston is wearing their neon greens, which I have to assume they almost never need to use the second jersey because who in the entire league has a neon green jersey? In any case. And there it is. Oh, we have something. Off a follow-up play, Gotham manages a goal. It was Davidson in the very early stages of the 58th minute. Gotham FC is now up 2-0. I'm going to update this. Yeah, ball just kind of went back into play, and she just popped it in. So now we are at a 2-0 match there. Yeah, it is a shock, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, I will update that. Give me a moment. I'm going to have to do some clearance on some of these images. Let me update that again. So here we go. There it is. Excellent. Alright, so what just happened here? I'm going to look here. I'm going to give rid of a few of these images that are in play. I'm clearing a few things out here because I have been We have a lot of files in here that need to probably go. There we go. I'm trying to delete a few things here. It's not allowing me. There we go. Right, I think I got him. It took a little bit of time, but I think I got a few of them now coming down. Alright, awesome. So I haven't missed much yet. We do have a referee call being made, Rebecca Burnell of Washington getting a yellow card. And we have a player down now over on the Boston side. They're checking to see, are they calling any fouls for it? Just looks like they're talking so far. Okay. So just to give you a quick update on the time, we had just hit 60 minutes in the Boston Bay game. It is still 1-0 Bay with Boston sitting at 10 players. In the Seattle Gotham game, it is now 61 minutes, or it's about to be. I'll let you know. We're at 57, 58, 59, 61 minutes complete. A substitution for Seattle is now happening. And San Diego, Washington, slowing behind everyone else, is almost done with its 55th minute. It is currently 54-51. Rapidly approaching the end of that. Oh, they are checking for a foul. Ooh! Okay, so they're finally showing a replay here. They are checking. This foul might lead to a PK for Boston. This ball gets kicked into the box. And just as one of, is that, I think it's Isada. Yes, it is. She tries to make a play. The goalkeeper for Bay jumps up to get to the ball. Doesn't get to it at all and just basically ends up kneeing Isada in the face. Okay. Yeah, they might have to call that. Even if it was unintentional, that's a knee to the face. Like, as a goalkeeper, you have a little more latitude, but that one is bad. We're waiting to see what they're going with here. So as the standings currently sit, if Bay FC holds here, they will, by the way, be moved up to 7th in the standings. However, with the replay in place, let's see what they're calling. Are they calling for it? I see him pointing. I think that might be a PK. A yellow card has been issued yet to the keeper. Yeah, I'm almost certain this is a PK. Like, I'm going sound off for all three because I'm trying to be able to switch back and forth between matches without getting too distracted. But this looks to me like they're going to be lining up for a PK. The goalkeeper is talking now. Jordan Silkowicz, the Bay FC goalkeeper, is currently sitting at nearly 300 minutes of a shutout, currently on the 288th minute. And that might get completed depending on how long it takes for Gutierrez to set up this shot. But she got the game winner in the last match at the end of that game. Looks like she could get the equalizer on a PK here in the early stage of the 64th minute. Currently at 63-20, waiting for the whistle. She comes in to take it and kicks it to the opposite side at the goalkeeper jump. That is 1-1. Boston, despite being a man down, is level. And if they want to just play for a point, they can absolutely do that. I'll update the thing there. Ooh, it's making me so mad. Not really, but I like playing with the emotions on that. It is a fun thing, though. I need to adjust the. I don't know how we do that, but I'm gonna make the adjustment so that doesn't happen every time the numbers get typed in. Does it work on the others? It does not. Okay, I just solved it. The top row of numbers is the shorthand command. So if I just type in the numbers on the right side, we're good. Okay, let me update this thing and we will be ready. That was not what I wanted. Okay, let me try that again. Does this thing not download here? Hold on a second. All right, let's try that again. All right, I don't know why that didn't want to update. Carly Lema has come out for Bay FC. Cristiano Girelli is going into play. I know we've been focused a lot on the Bay FC Boston one, but that's been the one with the most interest. Dorian Bailey coming out for Bay FC for Huff coming in. Amanda Gutierrez coming out. Jordan Carabari coming in on her behalf. Okay, so now we just crossed the 1 hour mark in the San Diego Washington game. Still not much happening there. Seattle has been on more of the attack. It's been in the attacking third here for a bit, but I haven't really seen anything develop where it looks like they're getting close. Once again, they're in the box, but immediately have to escape it. Just seems like Seattle is kind of in a perpetual state of détente, trying to get on an attack, but can't make anything occur. San Diego currently has the ball in their defensive third. They're trying to run with it. Yep, and now it's in midfield. D-line trying to make a run for it. Yeah, the only thing would be if I do something like this in the future, I would probably... First of all, I need to know that all three things are being broadcast on the same broadcast station at the same time, because I didn't look at the broadcasts for the Friday matches because I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch out than maybe a half, so I didn't realize all three were going on Victory Plus instead of Amazon. Amazon only got the one match with Kansas City, and boy did they get a garbage match. Kansas City wiping the floor in that match. Yeah, 3-0 against Houston, so I think we've sorted out where everyone sits in the league. As it stands, that Gotham 2-0 lead. They're still in clear fourth because they're a point behind everything else. But they only trail the top three by a point. Bay FC taking that draw point and now having a goal of their own would still have enough to finish ahead of Seattle and jump into the top 8, even if this holds. That'll only remain true, though, if Seattle continues to fail to score anything, which right now they're not in a good position to do. We are 69 minutes into that match, and the ball is in the offensive zone for Gotham. Meanwhile, Bay FC in the middle third right now, their D-line trying to put the ball into play up front. It's headed away by Boston. Nothing doing. Ball rolls out. That's going to be a throw-in, and it looks like Boston's going to be the one responsible for the throw-in. lots of business happening here. It is a wild one right now. It is a lot of fun though, like seeing all three matches at once. This is kind of cool. Like I remember, I don't know if anyone watched Rugrats, but they always had like this cool setup when a bunch of football games were happening, where they would have a big TV and then some small TVs stacked against it, and you could and they would have all the zoned games going. Oh, by the way, Seattle on a fast break and it's stuffed, but they had a good sprint going. But the D line for Gotham was ready and waiting as they hit 70 minutes over there. They are the first match to 70. Seattle cross into the box, forced out again. Man, they just cannot get facing the net long enough to actually fire off a shot. But yeah, Rugrats was always cool for showing that. I remember on the Thanksgiving special they did it again, though the one thing I didn't understand is, why did you need multiple TVs for the Thanksgiving games? There's like 3 of them. Back then there were only 2, and they aired at different times. So what were you watching on the other TVs? And then meanwhile, over here, we just crossed 70-minute threshold for Bay and Boston. Yeah, Taylor Huff been a spark plug here. Bay's been attacking much more on Boston as they try to regain their lead. Again, it's 11-10. You're just expecting, we just need one more goal. You figure Boston might have been able to earn one, and they earned it the exact way you'd expect, off of a PK. So now you just have to earn one more offensively against them, but Boston has been doing a good job swarming on the defensive side. And it doesn't look like they're keen to go super aggressive either, so they want to see what they can do with this. We've not talked about San Diego, Washington much. There's not been a lot of action happening, but we are seeing a substitution happen. Andy Sullivan coming in for Rebecca Bernal. So they're trying to see if maybe some fresh feet will do something here with about 25 minutes left in that match. Since that one will be the one that probably finishes last. That will be the one that gets the most of our fixation once the time finally comes. Yeah, right now, 2 matches frozen at 1-1. Gotham in position to gain quite a bit. Real golden opportunity for them. Like I said, looking at the NWSL standings, Gotham would be plainly positioned right at 4th, which is interesting where I had them exactly in the preseason preview. I figured Gotham would finish 4th. Washington and Kansas City would be fighting for 1st, though it doesn't look like right now Kansas City's there. They're not that far out, but I would be very surprised to see them really get back into that picture. The team that surprised me is Kansas City dropping off a little bit. And I'm just genuinely shocked that North Carolina, who I thought would be in the top 3 right now, looks so much worse. But yeah, here we go. Bay FC once again trying to mount an attack. They push in. A header gets it into the box. They're forced to kick it out. Huff with the ball on the outside. Tried to send it over, but it gets intercepted by a Boston player running in. So they are playing aggressive defense despite playing with lower numbers. But I think that is also an advantage that comes in knowing that you have everyone so far back. You can be a little more aggressive knowing someone is going to be able to provide help. There is a security in knowing your team is oriented around defense right now. And the fact that, oh, here comes a big cross, though. It's too far down. There is no angle to really get the shot. So when Huff does the kick, it has to almost do a curve back towards the net, and it's really easy for the keeper to stop. Gotham maintaining their 2-0 lead, a lot of back and forth kicking. on the defensive side, they know they've got this game. And they know that the goal differential doesn't really matter that much because everyone's sitting at 19 points where they're stuck at 18 anyway. So they're not feeling like any external pressure to try to get something to happen here. Now, in theory, let's say Washington got the goal and San Diego lost this 1 point. Gotham's already on a superior goal differential. But if San Diego was to score, that would drop Washington's goal differential to +8. Gotham's at +6. Gotham might want to try to narrow that gap. But even then, it would be wishful thinking. You'd need 2 just to get even. You need 2 more to get even on goal differential. And even then, the goals for tiebreaker would work against you because Gotham has been struggling mightily to get multiple goals in a match. This 2-0 is actually a major success for them. San Diego tries to make an attack at it. See a slide tackle by Washington's keeper, and it is stuffed there. Got all the matches now on split screen for on the Boston side. They're in a dead ball situation. Right now they're at 75-15. Gotham-Seattle's at 75-47. And Washington, San Diego is going to hit the 70-minute mark in about 15 seconds. So, and they've got, looks like a corner coming in. San Diego doesn't try to dump it in. They give it to Dudinha, who sends it up. There's a header attempt and saved by the keeper. There was only one direction that ball was going as we crossed 70 minutes right there. Here we go. Very competitive trio of games here. Gotham's game is slowly starting to feel out of reach. Because if Seattle is going to make a run at it, they have to get a goal probably in the next 10 minutes or so. So they're kind of getting into desperation mode. And that's just to steal a point, honestly. Bay FC, it'll be interesting to see how aggressive they get to try to earn those extra 2 points. Or whether they'll take the single point for a draw as well. Albacano getting off for Boston. Barbara Olivieri going in for her. It would appear, I think Boston may have used their entire sub windows. And Bay FC has about 3 subs they can do. I believe they have 2 windows that they can use. In the San Diego-Washington, San Diego has 2 substitutes they can still bring in. Washington has 3. I'm unclear of how many windows each one is used. I think it is San Diego has used 2 and Washington's used 1. But here's a play for it. It's like Washington was trying to set up for a shot inside. But before anything can really mount, let's see here. Yeah, they were trying to set it up for someone running in, and Haracic saw this and was not about to let that happen, and just dove in and dove on the ball. A shot or an attempt from Bay to get a shot is blocked by one of Boston's players. So interestingly, Gotham has scored on 2 goals in 3 shots on target. Seattle has only had 1 shot on target the entire match. And for the life of me, I don't believe it happened in this half because they have not done anything that resembles a shot in the entire time I've been looking at this thing. Bay FC is getting their 8th, I believe it was their 8th corner because it had it marked as 7-3. And again, it's deflected off a Boston body. Boston is playing. They are gamers. They are trying to make some magic happen here, and I appreciate what I'm seeing with this team. They have taken the insults to heart, and they are going for it. I admire that spirit. By the way, this week, as this is all going on, big time for women's sports as not only is the WNBA in its first full week, but the PWHL began the Walter Cup final. Game 1 was an excellent overtime matchup between the Montreal Victoire, who claimed victory over the Ottawa Charge at home. That game, Ottawa had it. But Montreal picks up a goal. Literally 2.1 seconds remained in the game when that equalizer went through. And then very early in overtime, the Victoire managed one additional goal to come away with the 1-0 series lead. Even bigger, though, is PWHL wanted to get to 12 teams. They are effectively doing that now. They were going from 8 to 12, adding 4 teams at once. Kind of an aggressive move, but they seem to think they can do it. Detroit was announced as the 9th team. Hamilton, Ontario, Canada was announced as number 10. And Las Vegas is getting number 11, which confused me because they didn't get a single one of the touring matches to prove that they would carry an audience. So it kind of shocked me that they did it. By the way, we've crossed 80 minutes in the Bay FC Boston game, which has been in the attacking third for Bay for a very long time. We just continuously sit here, and Boston, nothing. There is an attack on Washington trying to get to the net, and they lost control of the ball, and it just rolls away from them. That was Trinity Rodman trying to get an attack going. She had an open field. At least she was ahead of her defender, but as she tried to move in, kicks it a little too hard, rolls out of bounds. But yeah, that's 11 teams so far for the PWHL. The 12th team, from the sound of it, is set. That should happen next week. I know Canadian fans want it to stay 6-6. Oh, there's a shot from San Diego. Gets blocked by everyone. Another shot. This time it's blocked by the goalie's head. And then a third shot. It looked like a goal. The little smoke things went off. But it ain't happening. It was immediately flagged for an offside before the shot even went through. So Barcenas looks livid. Because that was a go-ahead goal for San Diego. And it has been snatched away. Let me see here. Was it offside? Yes, it was. She is like a good... Yeah, she was a good full body length past it. And I think their argument is she got back on side by the time it had happened, but I think it was them playing advantage because Washington never really touched the ball at that point. It was still all a result of the same play. So, yeah, can't do much on that. This definitely feels like a heavyweight bout. San Diego and Washington are currently it's a game of chicken to see which one's going to end up seizing control and really getting this top spot. Big kick in from Washington, trying to get it over to Rodman. She's basically on the sideline. Is able to keep it in play. Crosses inward. Another attempt here possible. The ball was stuck on the boot of one of the San Diego players. And they wanted a foul, but the thing is, because the San Diego never actually had their foot off the ball, I don't know how you can really say it was an aggressive play. Now a counterattack here. Oh, Dolly. Nope. Tried to make something happen there. Was that Dolly? No, they're saying Moreau. No, it was Dolly. Okay. It was like the closed captioning is really slow on this thing. Okay. Boston tried to cross it in just now. Had to be intercepted on Bay FC's goalkeeper. So very eventful battle here. Now the counterattack coming for Bay. And then it's kicked away by Boston, and it's cleared. So yeah, as I was just pointing out earlier, yeah, they wanted to stay 6-6 and favor the Canadian teams to get that sixth spot, which they have teams. Like, there's an arena ready to go in Quebec City where you absolutely could put a team in there. And likewise, there's requests to have a team in like one of the other towns of British Columbia. Edmonton and Calgary are there. Winnipeg's there. So you have plenty of other Canadian cities you could reach out to. But unfortunately, I don't think that's happening. I think they want to try to expand the Western presence in the U.S., so they want a media market. I don't think it'll be L.A. Some people even think it was San Diego, but again, they don't have a really quality arena for that. Like, you would be playing in an AHL arena. Seems more likely that they'll end up in San Jose, because you could play at the Shark Tank. And that would be my guess as to how they end up going through with that. Somehow, Bay FC is allowing Boston to be in the attacking third 85 minutes into this match, and it's turning into a little bit of a dangerous prospect. Like, suddenly, Bay FC is on the back heel with one substitute left available for them at this point. So they've used, I believe, 2 players each time, so there's still one sub window where they can replace one more player. Boston, I believe, has used all of theirs. Ball's been kicked out. I think they're just trying to keep everyone relatively evenly worn since you're playing 11 on 10. There was a shot attempt on Washington just now, trying to get it past Haracic, but the ball was so badly hooked it didn't even have a shot. Yeah, there was no prayer of that one. It went so wide. In any case, they've crossed the 80-minute threshold, so all 3 matches are into their final 10 of regular time. Gotham is the first one to hit the end of 87 minutes. At this stage, unless they add a lot of time, I'm going to go on the assumption that Seattle is not getting this one. They will not be getting a point here. Because they would need something to open up quickly just to get themselves back into play. And this was a thing I think a lot of Seattle fans noticed, especially when they lost the game with 9 versus 11 against Portland. Like, there is something off about the team. It's just not, they're not there. They're not clicking. Because a free kick now over on Boston. They in the 88th minute, they're trying to they took a shot at it. Trying to see if they could hit the upper corner. It was a little too high. But yeah, they're giving Bay FC a run for their money here, despite being outmanned. Bay FC trying to get something here. Now, Boston has the most goal contributions from substitutes this year. They're at 7 so far. Will they get an 8th in order to get this one? Again, Bay FC is giving them too much room. They are being allowed to develop plays that they really should not be developing. Also, Bay FC, about, looks like they announced attendance of about 12-5. Okay, so now Washington trying to press it up. Ball goes long. They are able to settle it, though. Too many San Diego players in front. They're forced to take a shot at a distance, and keeper is able to stuff it. They're going to be getting a corner kick, though, as the 83rd minute approaches its end. Seattle in the 90th minute trying to get a goal before injury time. A goal here would at least make injury time interesting. is definitely been, of the three matches, the one that just carries the least amount of intrigue because Gotham took that 2-goal lead fairly early on. Here we go. 83-24. Washington kicks from the corner. It is immediately headed out by San Diego. Washington tries to maintain control. They're forced to just kick it back to midfield where the defensive line starts to try to reset. 6 minutes have been added in the Seattle-Gotham match. Free kick just came in for Bay FC. There's a chance. Though that was a blown opportunity. Oh my. That is not good for Bay. That is 3 points that they just gave away. So, off of this corner, the ball ends up outside the box. A cross comes in. It lands right on the foot of a forward ready to take it. But when I say it lands at the foot, I mean it literally gets stuck on the cleat and she falls over. By the way, they just hit the end of 90 minutes. They're adding 6 minutes to their match as well. So both matches will probably wrap up around the time San Diego, Washington reaches the end of its 90. But yeah, no, if she's like half a stride slower, she's able to swing at that, and there's no stopping it. There was no chance anyone could stop a shot from right there. She was like maybe 3 yards from the net. But because it got stuck on the cleat and she fell, Boston's D was able to recover and no shot ever gets taken. Andy Sullivan for Washington is now celebrating 10,000 minutes played in the regular season. Good for her. That is actually quite the accomplishment. I want to do the math on that. Hold on a second. So, obviously it's not the actual calculation, but if you took 10,000 divided by 90 minutes, you would end up with about 111.1 repeating. So effectively, you could do it in 112 appearances, which for this league would be about 4 seasons if you played every minute, but most people don't. So realistically, that's a lot. That's probably closer to 6 years for a starter. For someone who's more of a bit player, that might be 8 or 9 years. Certainly an important accomplishment there. Seattle is still stuck in their defensive third, controlling the ball, but in their defensive third, and 3 minutes are gone in injury time. So unless an attack just blindly happens in the next minute, there is not even going to be enough time to generate a second attack for the goal. So I would say at this stage, you're just trying to get a goal for the sake of pride. The 93rd minute in the Bay FC Washington's about to conclude. Again, it just keeps getting stuck on the green jerseys. They control it, and they're just slowing it down, and a whistle has been blown for a fallen member of Boston Legacy. There's a trip. Oh, that could be a PK. Seattle might have gotten the opening here. She gets tripped. She was clearly in the box at the time she falls. Or did no whistle get blown? Because now they're showing the video extended. She looks angry. Yeah, I don't think they called it. Made back to the San Diego, Washington. The ball has rolled out of bounds. Looks like they're getting a corner. Didenia is going to be the one, I think, kicking the corner. We got a few players now getting a rest here for Bay and Boston. So there's probably still realistically about 3 minutes left in that match, because they paused right around the part where it would have hit 93. No such stoppage in Seattle Gotham, where I think everyone involved is just trying to get off this field as quickly as possible. This has, I think this has soured a lot of the fans in Seattle as to if this team actually knows what they're doing in terms of building out a roster. And there's a goal for San Diego! Another late game bit of heroics. It is now 2-1 San Diego, and now they are looking at the prospect of being atop the league, at least for a little bit. They'll have to wait until Portland has their say a little later in this week. But here's the kick. Goes past the keeper. Let's see. I think Dali was the one who kicked it. Yeah, the keeper tries to make a play for it, goes over her arm, and it lands right at the head of, I'm trying to see which player it was who ended up coming down on it, because there was like two of them there. They're saying, I've seen Ascanio. Yeah, Kimi Ascanio. That is the one who took the lead for him. Bay FC trying to make another attack at this. 95 minutes in, but they're still probably going to about the 98 mark. 96 done in Seattle. They're making an attack right now, waiting for the final whistle. It's not been blown yet, but it's going to come. There's no chance they're letting this go much longer. They might be waiting to see if Seattle can muster this attack. 4 minutes are going to be added in the Washington-San Diego game. I will update that score in a moment. I'm just waiting for the final whistles of these two matches. Bay tried to make a shot at it. Misses the net. Was actually going to get kicked away, but Boston's defenseman thought better of it and let it go. So that'll be a goal kick for Boston. And there's the final from Gotham and Seattle. On that note, I think we've got it here. Alright, so I've deactivated the first match, because that one is now final. Fix that. Forgot which one I had to hit there. So Seattle Gotham, I'll mark that one in red ink so we know it's done. Alright, I'll upload the new one. There we go. I would have to assume they're going to give Bay and Boston about a minute more. It's about as much as I think you can reasonably expect to get, given how long the injury lasted. Here's another attack for Bay. They're trying to get something here before time runs out. And a sliding tackle from Boston. Ball rolls out of bounds. They got a throw in here. We're looking at maybe 30 seconds. So I don't think Boston's going to get another attack out of this. It's just play keep away until they blow the whistle. They haven't, nothing yet. But it's all the peach-colored jersey. So Bay FC is the one who's going to get last look at this. She's making the push. Again, intercepted by Boston. Will they be allowed to make an attempt to run at it? Ball was rolled out of bounds. That's a throw-in for Bay. Are they going to let them have it? Yep, they're going to allow this to continue. No whistle yet. And there it is. The match is over. Bay FC and Boston will end in a draw. Oh, deflection. Here's a chance for Washington. Oh, and it is a dive by Haracic who pulls it down. That was a really good look for Washington. I thought they might have had that one. So that one goes red ink now. So now we are rapidly running out of time in these matches. I'm going to close that one up. There we go. We have only a little left. A substitution coming in. Surprise, Washington is doing one right now with less than a minute here in the injury time. Definitely a choice, but I think they're trying to add in another attacker just to see what they can do. Kate Wiesner in there for them. Will this do something for him? Here's a shot. Goes too long. Did it go off her hand? Does not look like it. They are going to go for a goal kick. There are 4 minutes gone here, and I didn't see anyone injured. So if I'm the keeper, I'm taking my sweet time with this and seeing if my kick will be the thing that ends this match. And it looks like it will be. San Diego with some late game heroics, some big clutch time success. Takes the victory and moves to the top of the table. 21 points. 10 matches in. And there it is. The final score is all lit up. So the new standings, now with the matches officially recorded. Boston Legacy stayed pinned at 14 at 9 points. However, 9 points is the same as North Carolina Courage, Denver Summit, Angel City FC. It's 1 point behind the Houston Dash in 10th. And then 2 points ahead of you are Seattle Reign, who have dropped to 9th. Bay FC, who on superior goals scored, despite the draw against a team with only 10 players, now jumps up into the top 8 for the first time all year. Orlando Pride, with their loss earlier in the week, dropped to 7th with a goal differential of 0, still keeping them ahead of Bay and Seattle. Moving a few points up on there is Kansas City Current, who have regained their form and gotten to the number 6 position. Utah Royals dropped to 5th while they sit idle, but still have a game in hand, so a victory in their match this weekend would put them to 20 points and potentially as high as 2nd place. Gotham moves up to 4th place with a goal differential of +6, that being the only thing that keeping them away from 3rd place. A +8 goal differential for Washington gives them the advantage. Portland Thorns sitting idle, still at 19, remain in the top 2, but drop to 2nd at the expense of San Diego Wave, who now at 7 wins, 3 losses, 21 points, are the clubhouse leader 1/3 of the way into this season for themselves. Again, though, you have Angel City with the fewest matches played in the league, only 7. So 3 matches in hand, potentially, if they could get something strung together, they could find themselves as high up as 3rd place. Yeah, like if they won their 3 matches by an average of 2 goals, they could find themselves ahead of Washington, actually, for 3rd place. But first things first, they're going to have to beat Portland in their Sunday match, which I will be paying close attention to while I won't be able to watch it live just due to various things this weekend. I know it's something of note. Utah Royals hosting Louisville. I feel like this one's set for them. Little less invested in the Saturday matches, to be honest. Denver, Orlando would have been fun, but again, this is just not the weekend, I'm afraid. But, nonetheless, this has been a fun hour. Hope you all had a good time. This will be up so you can watch this at your leisure. Enjoy the Saturday and Sunday games. I will be back next week. I think I'll be able to do a Wednesday stream to make up. I'll be probably another duel. I'll have a better setup for that one, Portland and Bay, Angel City and Kansas City. Good business. That'll be a fun dual one, assuming they're both on Victory Plus, and I think they both are. And then won't be able to do that Friday, but I'll be back to the Saturday business. Saturday the 23rd. Just based on my schedule, I know what's going on that day. I'll be doing the first part of the triple header instead of the last one. So I'll be there for the 1 p.m. Louisville, North Carolina match as I look to see in a full 90-minute setting just what is wrong with this North Carolina team. With that said, enjoy your evening, enjoy your football this weekend, and go Angels.